Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're taking a closer look at AI graphic design tools and digging into the hype versus the reality.
So you've probably seen them everywhere. These AI design tools promise you can create amazing, professional-looking graphics in just a few seconds. But is that the whole story? We decided to dive into what actual users are saying to find out if they're really worth all the hype.
So to really get it, we needed to cut through all the marketing noise and go straight to the source, the people using these tools every single day. First up, let's talk about the big promise. What's got everyone so excited?
When you look at what people love, it really comes down to two main things: speed and simplicity. I mean, for the first time ever, pretty much anyone can make really polished-looking designs in minutes with basically zero experience. It's like designed for the rest of us.
Yeah, and this quote from a G2 reviewer just hits the nail on the head. The key word there is effortlessly. It's all about the tool doing the heavy lifting, which makes you feel super empowered, you know? And this is a huge deal for beginners, right? Like this Capterra user said about Adobe Firefly, you don't need years of design school anymore to make something that looks professional. That's a game changer.
Okay, but that's just one side of the coin. That's the hype. Now, let's flip it over and get a little reality check from the people who are in the trenches using these tools day in and day out. And this is where you see this massive gap between what's promised and what you actually get. The ads promise you total creative freedom, but the reality, it's often pretty limited customization. They promise a faster workflow, but in reality, you might be spending more time just fixing the AI's mistakes. And when you look at the complaints, you start seeing the same things over and over again. The designs can feel kind of generic, and the quality is a total roll of the dice. And of course, you've got those classic AI fails, like messed up text and creepy six-fingered hands that can just ruin a whole design. But maybe one of the biggest frustrations? It's the pricing. Get this. Adobe Firefly shocked some users by charging 100 credits for a tiny 5-second video. Turns out they were getting charged for every single frame, which was a pretty nasty surprise. And yeah, that kind of hidden cost, well, it led one user on Reddit to call the whole system a scam. It really points to a major trust issue, right? People feel like they're being tricked when the real cost isn't obvious from the start.
And for the pros? Oh man, this gets even more frustrating. This UX designer on Reddit said it all. That promise of speed just vanished. They were spending more time cleaning up what the AI spit out than it would have taken to just do it themselves. All right, so with all this good and bad, this mix of love and frustration, how do the top tools actually stack up against each other? Let's take a look at what users are saying about the big names out there.
Okay, let's break it down. For quick social media stuff, beginners absolutely love Canva, but the catch is your designs might end up looking like everyone else's. If you're already paying for Adobe, Firefly is a pretty safe bet for business, but it doesn't give you a ton of creative freedom. Need one killer image? DALL-E 3 can be amazing, but its results are all over the place. And for anyone who wants total control, there's Leonardo AI, but you've got to be ready for a much steeper learning curve.
So you can see there's no single best tool, right? It totally depends on who you are and what you're trying to do. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. Are these tools actually right for you?
From everything we're seeing, these tools are an absolute game changer for people like small business owners, social media managers, and content creators. Basically, if you need graphics that look pretty good and you need them fast and you don't have a design degree, this is for you. But who isn't this for? Well, probably not professional designers working on really complex stuff. If you need everything to be pixel perfect and exactly on brand, or if you're working with detailed text, today's AI tools are probably just going to give you a headache. Okay, let's wrap this up. Time for the final verdict, and then I've got a few quick tips for anybody who's thinking about jumping in. So what's the bottom line here? Right now, it's best to think of an AI design tool as a really helpful assistant. It's awesome for whipping up quick and simple graphics, but it is not ready to replace a skilled human designer for that deep, creative, complex work. Not yet, anyway. So if you're going to give one a try, here's my advice. First, always start with a free trial to see what you like. Second, keep a close eye on those credit systems, especially for video, so you don't get a surprise bill. And finally, remember the human touch is still key. Use the AI to get a first draft, but use your own creativity to make it perfect. So the big takeaway here is to see these tools as a powerful starting point, but not the final answer, which leaves us with a really critical question for the future of all creative work. Is AI going to be your new assistant or your eventual replacement? Thanks for hanging out with us on the Best AI Apps Review channel. Don't forget to subscribe and stay curious. The future of AI is just getting started.